Title belts to Hall of Fame. Doug and Tommy carved the name. Fists of fury and hearts of gold. Every story, every fight retold. Tales of glory, laughter, cry. Tennessee warriors with hearts open wide. In the ring or on the air, legends living without a care. On the mic they roar, on the mat they soar. Dangerous conversations, fans wanting more. Podcast kings ruling the waves. Memphis wrestling raising the stage.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Dangerous Conversations with Dangerous Doug Gilbert and Wildfire Tommy Rich. Guys, how are we doing this week?
What's up, Jay? What's happening? Said I had a beautiful day at the beach today, so I'm rolling.
Gene, he just rubs that in every week almost on him.
He does, man. I had a hard day today, man, and I just barely rolled in here on time to do this thing. And Tommy's been hanging out at the beach, just having a big old time.
Hey, man, prayers to your father-in-law and everything, man. I heard you had a little trouble, man. So prayers go out to your wife and her family and everything.
Well, we really appreciate it. It's been a rough week, but we're gonna have some fun tonight.
Dougie was telling me, you'd had a tough week, man. So just my family and my prayers with you, man.
Yeah, man. Mine also, Gene, and everything. Tell your wife that we sure hope her dad the best and everything. But man, I went out on the beach like Tommy was today, but I had a good day also and everything. But anyway, just we got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight, don't we, Gene?
We do. We certainly do. So I know what a lot of people are tuning in, hoping we're going to talk about, and not everybody here has seen it. So we'll be talking about that down the line. So just everybody hang on. We'll get there eventually. We're just figuring out how it's going to work, and we got to let everybody see it first. So we'll just get that out of the way right off the gate. But go ahead.
What are we talking about, Gene?
Everybody's tuning in, wanting to know what you got to say about the. This comes out on Thursday night, Friday morning, so everybody's going to know what you got to say about a certain show that aired on Tuesday night.
Oh, so, you're talking about that Vice show?
Yeah, talking about the Vice show. I had people messaging me last night as soon as it ended up until midnight last night. So, we'll talk about it in time, but you haven't had a chance to watch it all yet, have you, Doug? I mean, most people assume that you've seen it already, but you hadn't, and I don't think Tommy's seen it yet. So
I watched it last night, as a matter of fact.
No, there we go.
Yeah, I did see it. I mean, come on, in Myrtle Beach, we get that stuff early, man. But yeah, I did. I watched it last night, and I thought it was really good. I mean, real good.
Well, okay. And I can only say one thing. One guy called me today, and I told him when I seen him in Philly, I'd probably kick his ass. So we'll have to see about that.
All right. Well, there you go. So speaking of Philly, I guess that's first and foremost because that's up next. That's if you're listening to this on Friday, that's tomorrow. By the time you hear this, we're probably all on our way to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, to the 2300 Arena, the WrestleCon, the big convention going on. Going to be meeting and greeting and hanging out with I keep saying, everybody who's been anybody in the Philadelphia wrestling scene, be it TWA, ECW, you name it, they're all going to be there, and primarily amongst them, the Memphis Mafia.
The bingo hall.
I hear the bingo hall is fancier than ever. I can't wait to see it. They say it's barely recognizable from when you guys were there and Doug was jumping out of the freaking ceiling.
Oh, yeah. Tommy's been back. It's really nice now, right, Tommy?
Yeah, no, it's but it was but back then that was just old raw bone, old school wrestling building. Anyway, I mean, it just and as the years went by, man, they built onto it, and it's a beautiful building for wrestling. and I'm sure they have other events there, but like the TWA, I remember when it wasn't, they had the bleachers pulled out. I mean, they got the bleachers now, and they've really got to set up. I mean, and it just is. I mean, and like I spent a lot of time with ECW too, and to see the change in it, it's really nice. And of course, I was there last year doing the thing, and so it's just as far as up north wrestling history. Philly's where it all started. TWA, the ECW, and whatever comes there now, I don't even know. But them were the ones that and it all and I mean, if we're gonna be honest, it all originated from Tennessee. All them crazy matches, that stuff they was doing in Tennessee back then. You know, maybe a little bit more extreme. I mean, they might have went a little deeper, but it all started, and there again, it goes back to Eddie. I mean, he went up there, started with Joe Goodhart, and had a hell of a run there. It started with ECW. I mean, so it's. I mean, you know, and that's the reason they love me. You know, hey, it's either love Tommy Rich or hate the big Pison, the big Don. You know, shut up your face. You know. May the 3rd, we come into Philly, and I'm fired up about it. But Joel Goodhart, man, one and done, man. That's a good name for him because he just wanted to reunite everybody one more time. And because I tried to talk him into doing it again. I said, well, it does good. You got to do it. He said, one and done. And but so I'm really excited about going there. You know, I mean, I know Dougie is, and I guess you are pretty fired up too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Gene, it'll be your first time there, right?
Absolutely. I've never been there, and to be there with
gonna be my roommate.
Gonna be Tommy's roommate. Can you imagine?
Man.
We're gonna have a great time. We're gonna have a real good time.
But wife might not bring you back.
Well, kayfabe that.
She might not let him go back with us anymore.
But you know,
anywhere.
The return of the Big Don, and this is going to be the first time a Gilbert has set foot in the ECW arena since 1993. Is that right, Doug?
That would be correct.
That's exciting, man. And Shane Douglas and his extreme mystery tag team part. I heard that podcast you was on. I heard Tommy trying to book the follow-up event for One and Done. He gave his best shot. But I also heard some of the speculation about, you know, who this partner could be. But it don't really matter, right? I mean, Shane Douglas can load up whatever so-called extreme partner he wants. So you guys have got that handled. You invented this stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, I ain't sitting here shaking.
Well, I have no doubt about that.
Hold on. Did I say Tommy shaking? What?
I'm scared to death. Let Shane Douglas, the franchise, let him bring what he wants. The Memphis Mafia, 35th year anniversary, coming back to Philadelphia. I mean, it's going to be one hell of a night. I guarantee you that. I mean, it's going to be some whatever you want to say, but it's going to be one heck of a night.
Some ass whooping going on.
Mystery man, whatever he wants to bring, you know, it ain't going to matter because we're there, the Memphis Mafia, first time in Philly. Dougie's big return. And, of course, my peeps anyway, you know what I'm saying?
There you go. Last time Doug was there with that baseball bat, he did some rearranging of the dressing room area back there.
I heard the Philadelphia Phillies wanted to sign him up.
Doug don't go anywhere with that baseball bat, right? I mean, you got it. If you see Doug, he's got that baseball bat with him. He carries it around Target.
Oh, well, yeah. I don't know. I mean, you don't know how extreme it is. He buys a seat. That bat sits with him on the seat. Yeah.
That baseball bat will definitely be with me.
There you go, folks. So Shane Douglas has got a mystery partner. The Memphis Mafia's got a baseball bat. I know who I'm putting my money on. So make sure you're there. Make sure you get your tickets. Come to the convention. Come to the show. It really, truly is. Joel Goodhart is absolutely determined. It is going to be one and done. This is your only chance to see a TWA reunion. Don't miss it. And also, speaking of don't miss it, Thursday, June the 12th, Mayfield Mayhem, Pro Wrestling Entertainment, Memphis Mafia, the King, Jerry Lawler, Jeremiah Plunkett. There has been some just absolute top shelf talent coming to Mayfield, Kentucky, guys.
June 12th. Gene, I can't wait to be a long time since I've been in Kentucky. Tommy's up there about every 3 days or something.
He's half a resident of Kentucky at this point.
Yeah, I think he's a citizen of Kentucky. But anyway, it's been years since I've been to Kentucky and everything. But anyway, Mayfield, Kentucky, man, I'm looking so forward to Pro Wrestling Entertainment. And Jason James, he's such a good promoter and everything. And myself, Wildfire, and the King himself, Jerry Lawler, will be there.
Like old times.
Yeah. Mayfield, Kentucky. Oh, yeah. I've been running up there, a Wildfire Championship Wrestling. We've been doing a lot of the Kentucky towns up there, but I hadn't been to Mayfield. So this is going to be a big one for us. Of course, Jerry the King Lawler there. I mean, it's going to be a big night. I guarantee you that. And Doug, where we're going to be on the third. And Jason, a big shout out to Jason for having us there too. And just all the wrestling fans, man. We'll be there early signing autographs, shaking hands, kissing babies, whatever you need. That's where we're there. If you need us to go to a party, Doug, you'll go. No, I'll go.
And the 13th and 14th, we'll be in Metropolis at the Superman Festival. And we'll be signing stuff for people and taking pictures. And Tommy will be hugging babies and kissing them and everything.
Sometimes he gets confused and he shakes the babies and kisses the hands, and you got to straighten him back out. But,
There you go. But hey, we're everybody come out to Metropolis. Like I said, me, Tommy, the King, we'll all be there, and come out to Mayfield. We'll all be there also.
Hey, and I'm excited about Metropolis because the Superman thing. I already, I love all the Marvel characters and all that. So to be participating in that, that's a big thing for me too. I know Jerry the King Lawler. I've been to his house and he's got Superman, a Batmobile. So he's a big Marvel fan. I know that. But, I ain't got all that stuff. But, hey, I'm excited about going. Yeah, we'll be there signing autographs, taking pictures. Whatever you need, we'll be there. But I'm excited about going to Metropolis. And what better place than Metropolis to go see Superman?
You ain't kidding.
And Doug, people can't see us right now, I promise, even though y'all don't believe me. But Tommy's got a little bit of the Superman curl going on in the front of his hair there. He's getting ready for Superman Fest early, it looks like. So
yeah,
it'll be a good time. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, he does.
I a little bit like
he's got the
I don't know Superman. I like Elvis. He's got the Elvis.
Hey, it is more of an Elvis hairdo.
Hey, did you see where somebody put a picture of me and my Uncle Charlie Rich?
I saw that.
No,
did you see that? Did you guess who you are?
Yeah, I saw it.
I thought
I'll have to hunt that down. That's cool.
They
made y'all Muppets too.
Yep. Yes, sure did. I thought them were cool too.
That was.
Hey, 2025, I'll take it, man.
There you go.
The Memphis Muppet Mafia in 2025. Who knows what's coming next from the Memphis Mafia? I wasn't expecting Muppets, though. That was a surprise. So keep your eyes out, folks.
I think we could use them for a background.
Yeah. Oh, I've already made some Dangerous Conversations Muppet things.
Mid-South Coliseum behind it.
Yeah.
I really like. Did you see that one? The one with the Mid-South Coliseum?
Our friend Johnny Morton Ripley Prim made that, actually. He's the one that put that together.
That really looked cool to me.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, he sent that over, and I was like, can we share it? And he's like, yes, absolutely. So it's up there. So, yeah, we're going to be doing some fun stuff with those Muppets.
Well, now, hey, I guarantee you he'll be making some money off of us.
Yeah, Johnny Morton will be selling those.
Yeah, Ripley's fling them. They will be making some money.
Johnny, just bring our cut to us.
Hey, he ain't going to bring nothing to us. Bless his heart.
Oh, he's a good dude. Oh, I like Ripley. Johnny.
Bless his.
Babe ain't gonna bring nothing to.
Bless his heart.
All right. Well, before we get off track here, so this week we're going to be talking. It's been a little while now, but we were talking about USWA from 1994. A lot of cool stuff went on. But before we get there, a friend, Jamie Ward, had sent me a couple of questions he wanted me to ask Tommy, and I keep forgetting to do it. So we're going to do it right here at the top of the show. So, Tommy, Jamie Ward asked, can you tell us why you left the territory when Jim Crockett Promotions bought out Georgia Championship Wrestling from Ole Anderson? Dusty Rhodes mentioned you on television around that time, but then you ended up not being seen there until your WCW return in 1989.
Yeah, well, Crockett wasn't a Tommy Rich fan, and I wasn't a Crockett fan. To be honest, that's the way I can sum it up. He and when he bought when he bought it from Ole or ever, that's a whole story in itself. Mr. Barnett was the owner, and anyway, that's a long story and none of my business. But it just dang, I got lost. Cut that out.
No, keep that in.
Doug's like, cut that out and play it as a clip by itself.
Yeah, that guy. I was talking to him in Philadelphia. I told him I might shake him when I see him. He was a big Jim Crockett fan, and that's what Jim Crockett's what ruined everything in ECW.
I mean, I just.
And supposedly,
I know. I'm sorry. I had one in brain, whatever you call them, brain freeze or brain fart, whatever. But anyway, he just when he bought it from Ole, whatever. Anyway, he come into TV that morning. He said, "Some of y'all gonna have a job, and some of you ain't." Really, and that's when it was territory. You traveled the roads with everybody like a family. Whether you was on top or underneath, everybody worked to make a payday and do something they loved. And he just come in and kind of smashed it. And then he also told Thunderbolt, everybody else was flying up on their private jet. And he told me and Thunderbolt we had to drive.
Oh.
Thunderbolt didn't make that show, or neither did I. So that was not my. After he made his little speech, I made my little exit. Yeah, that's about the gist of that story. Yeah, that's a Crockett fan, because he didn't appreciate the folks that made him who he was. He didn't appreciate them worth a damn. And I didn't appreciate him, but I didn't care if he appreciated me or not. There you are, Mr. Crockett.
So the follow-up question to that was, apparently there was a whole big discussion about this on another podcast recently. Like, I don't know if you know who John McAdam is, but there was a rumor that at that same time when you left Georgia that you had a starting date to go to work for the WWF, but you ended up changing your mind and going somewhere else.
No, that's pretty much a true story.
Okay.
Yeah, Roddy Piper had me booked up there, and that's when WCW did come in and took that, and that's when you remember Ann Gunkel?
Yeah.
Anyway, she opened the promotion up and had a good backing and put me on a good guarantee. And probably I was dumb because I didn't go, but I was making good money working 2 days a month, 4 days a month. Plus I was staying home with my family, didn't have to move up north and take a chance. Hindsight, maybe I should have went, maybe I should, but I'm pretty happy with what I did, Yeah, and I'd probably be dead if I went to WWE, So anyway, yeah, but everything happens for a reason. I stayed and didn't go, but Piper had me 2 opportunities to go, and I chose. And one time was when he left WCW or Georgia and went up there, and now of course I was working Georgia then. And then, like I said, after Crockett got it and I wasn't doing nothing, he had me. And then, Ann Gunkel bought it and opened Georgia back up. And so I stayed there and Never looked back. I mean, she paid me good money.
That's another whole big story.
Hey, you made a good decision because Dr. George wouldn't have been good for you.
No, he wouldn't. No, he sure wouldn't. Wasn't nothing up there been good for me. I mean, to be honest.
And you was at home. That was the best thing. We get 3 girls and your wife.
Oh, yeah.
Everything worked out for the best.
Just like Elvis said, man, no regrets. That's for doggone sure.
Right.
Well, there you go, Jamie. I've been meaning to ask that for 2 or 3 weeks now. So we got Tommy's response, and hope that's what you needed to know. So now we're going to head back into March of 1994. This will be the show following the big Memphis Memories event that we talked about a while back, where they had the big Best of Memphis match, where Jerry Lawler won the Best of Memphis match. A
match
prize. But man, what a list of names in there. You guys were in there. Eddie was in there.
Terry Funk,
Austin Idol, Coco Beware, Brian Christopher. It was a who's who in there, but the King came out on top. So March the 14th, the follow-up show to that, Jerry Lawler wrestled. He defeated Tommy by disqualification in 10 minutes and 30 seconds. And then in a unified world heavyweight title, USWA heavyweight title unification match, Eddie defeated Brian Christopher. And then in the main event, a steel cage 6-man tag team match, Jerry Lawler, Brian Christopher, and the Dream Machine, Troy Graham. I think this is where Troy made his big return to Memphis, defeated Doug Gilbert, Eddie Gilbert, and Tommy Wildfire Rich. And I do remember the setup to this on TV. Jimmy Hart called in and told Brian and Jerry that he had a special tag team partner for him, and out comes Troy Graham on the screen for the first time since 1985, right here in 1994. What do you guys remember about the return of the Dream Machine?
Hey, G, you so good at impersonating and everything. I want you to give me one of them Troy Graham promos, man, about twisting barbed wire and all that. Come on, give me one.
You got to give me some time to work on that.
I put you on the spot now. What you got?
Walking barefooted 1,000 miles on barbed wire fence.
I got to work on that one. I've never tried Troy Graham. I'll work on it. I'll hit you.
See, Doug had it.
He did. We'll let Doug do that one.
Hey,
that'll be Doug's. That'll be Doug's impression.
Dusty Rhodes do a hell of a promo, but when it come that twist that ball, at Troy, he'd come off with some of that stuff, and I'd just be there amazed, But yeah, Troy Graham, yes sir. Yeah, I loved him. He was cool too, though, man. Troy was.
And I always thought he was the first one that ever done that, and he wasn't. I don't know if Tommy knows that or Gene. Gene, do you know the guy? Where was he from? Maybe East Tennessee or somewhere, but it was a black guy, and I listened to him. I can't remember what his name is, but he did the exact same promo.
Is that right?
Have you ever heard that, Gene? Have you ever heard the guy?
I didn't realize he came. I knew there was a guy who did a similar promo, but I didn't realize Troy ripped it off from him. I thought it was just kind of like parallel thinking, and we didn't really know who came first. So that's interesting. I can't think of who it was, though. I've heard the name. I know exactly what you're talking about.
No,
it wasn't Norvell.
No.
But I got to do some checking.
Hey, I love Norvell too, though. Norvell,
he's great.
Yeah, Norvell, man, he was over in Memphis. Yeah.
When people are talking about the great stars of Memphis, they don't talk about Norvell Austin enough.
No, and he was there with Sputnik Monroe. I mean,
right.
Yeah, Norvell. He goes way back, but he was still up in the future too. I mean, like I remember Norvell was hot. Like when I broke in, he was there. Wasn't it him and
him and Coco
Beware?
Yes.
Yeah.
PYT, man.
PYT.
He was doing some Michael Jackson slide from back with Sputnik Monroe, man. So changed with the times. But I love Norvell Austin too, big Memphis man. Yeah.
And Tommy and Eddie had a heck of a run with Norvell and Coco and Drew Money. I mean,
Yeah, we sure did.
against the New Fabs. That was cool. I mean,
some of those matches are on YouTube, and I highly recommend people go look them up because, yeah, you guys had some great matches. And, man, them guys was I mean, they come out with the Beat It jacket and the Michael Jackson gloves, and you're like, all right, what are these guys going to do? But Coco was beating some of those enhancement guys half to death on television. He was giving those brain busters. I thought he killed Billy Travis one Saturday morning with a brain buster. It was absolutely brutal.
I think it did.
Hey, Billy Travis, that's another misunderstood soul, but I love Billy Travis today.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't know how to take Billy, but I mean, we just sitting here BSing anyway. But Billy say, well, there's so many gone, but I ain't thought about Billy in a long time. But he was definitely a character in himself.
Hey, we go in Louisville on Wednesday mornings. Me and him and Frank Morrell would get up and go play golf. And you talking about a funny freaking time. And Tommy went with us a couple times, I think, and everything. But that was you talking about a good time.
Well, I just drove the golf cart. I wasn't very good at hitting the balls. I just drove because that was fun to me. I ain't had a license in forever, So it was good for me to drive on the golf course. It was good.
There you go.
Plus, you could drink.
Yeah, you can drink and drive, and nobody's going to try to throw you in jail. Yeah, I mean, that's all these shows are for, just for names to come up and hear you guys talk about them. So I love that Billy Travis came up right there. And to this day, and this ain't from the time frame we're talking about, it was a couple of years later, but to this day, people will ask me, because they know I know a lot of you guys, and they're like, that thing with Billy Travis, was that real when he got arrested on TV? And it's like, yes, that was 100% legitimate. I don't know. I don't think Tommy was right. Doug, was you wasn't there the day it happened.
Me or Tommy, either one was there at that time, but yeah, it was 100% legit.
They told us to stay away because we'd get arrested with them. So we didn't come.
Good call. Very good call. I bet they were wishing the cops were there a few years later when you guys were in the studio.
Hey, I don't think the cops would have arrested the mafia in town.
They'd had a hard time when they
except on that hit and run. Now we was going to get arrested then.
Hey, and that was on the dark side last night with Eddie. Yeah, y'all hit him hard. I didn't realize how hard they hit him. Y'all lucky it didn't hurt him bad.
It
did hurt him bad. It dislocated his hip and his shoulder, something with it and everything. I mean, like I told you before, he's laying on the floor moaning when I went in the TV station.
I've heard him tell people he feels it every day when he gets out of bed.
Right. I mean, he does, and he tells me every time when it's going to storm or rain or something, it hurts him and everything. But I mean, people just don't realize how real. I mean, I laugh at people saying, oh, this didn't hurt or anything. If you watch that, and like I said, we was going about 30 miles an hour.
I mean, when you think about that, I mean, everything, now they have to have stunt coordinators and licenses and all this stuff. Like, if you even joked at a WWE show now, like, hey, we're going to do a real life thing in the parking lot with a car, we're going to run at the Rock with a car and, let him roll across the hood. I mean, the fact that was something y'all are they even entertained the idea of doing it, and you guys are actually able to do it, and just blows my mind.
And like I said, there was the two options was run over him or shoot him. Jerry Jarrett wanted to shoot him.
Well,
you think?
But Jerry Jarrett wanted a real shooting.
Yeah, well, no, that's what I'm talking about. He wanted to really shoot him, like him hold out the side of his the side of his stomach, and let's shoot him through the side of his stomach. God. And he said, "Why don't you let him shoot you through the side of your stomach?" And but you talking about a funny deal. I mean, and Jerry said, "Yeah, y'all could shoot him." And it was just, I mean, it was like I said, that's the only thing we hadn't done. I mean, Eddie said, "Run over him." I said, "Shoot him." And Jerry said, "Well, we ought to shoot him." But then again, I think Jerry Jarrett might have he'd got his part of the company back then, wouldn't he?
That
was the plan.
Yeah,
that's probably what he got his part of the company back, and then me and Eddie went to jail.
Yeah, y'all had been in jail, and he'd have been free to do whatever he wanted with nobody to stop him.
Right. Exactly. And had all of his company back.
You guys are lucky that Jarrett can go, well, y'all hit Lawler with a car last week, so to kind of cool down the heat, we're going to have Lawler shoot y'all this week.
Well,
and Eddie probably would have been like, well, do you think he can miss all the main organs? You know?
Right. But the only reason Jerry Jarrett wouldn't have said that is because how much he thought of my dad. Or he probably would have said it.
Yeah. But I could just, from everything I've learned from you and everyone else about Eddie, I could see Eddie maybe thinking that over for a minute or two going, Doug, you think we might could
ask Tommy.
He loved it.
He would have done it.
Well, I know Tommy wishes he'd have been in that back seat with y'all that day when y'all come barreling across the parking lot at the King. And so
I wish he'd been right in the front seat with us. All three of us have been.
There you go. Well,
I'd have probably reached over and hit Eddie's foot and punched the gas.
You couldn't have punched it much harder than what he did. I mean,
back then, I wasn't a Jerry Lawler fan. I was really hoping they'd really run over him. I didn't want him to go to jail, but I was hoping they'd really hurt him bad.
And but you know what? I think that car was actually like a Sable or something. Is what it was, Brian.
That's the only thing it looked hokey, that y'all look like y'all stowed that down on 34th Street.
Yeah, it did look odd that you and Eddie were getting in that Mercury Sable. But who knew that thing would have the pickup and the takeoff that it had?
Well,
my gosh.
I don't think Eddie did. He didn't test drive it before he did it.
Oh, no, we didn't. Nobody drove it till I started up, put it around the parking lot.
Yeah. There wasn't no thinking at all behind that stuff.
Lawler's eyes look like a cartoon character. I mean, when he saw that car squat and just launch out of there, he was like, "Oh my god!" It's a wonder poor old Eddie Marlin got out of the way in time. That would have been bad news for sure.
Yeah.
Well, everybody keep your cell phones out in Philadelphia because, we catch Shane Douglas out in that parking lot. You guys may relive that whole angle.
I wish they'd had a blowout and run over Eddie Marlin, too.
Oh, not poor Eddie Marlin.
Yeah, poor Eddie Marlin. He worked me to death one night because Doug and the rest of his damn buddies didn't show up. But anyway, that's the story. Yeah.
Road Dog, Brian, Jamie, all of them.
But about half that Memphis Mafia, except me, was in the car.
It was a snowstorm.
What a damn snowstorm. Well, where I was at, it was a snowstorm where I was at.
They were snowed in, Tommy.
They turned around in the middle of the meeting. That tells you how much snow was there. Yeah.
Well,
they didn't wait for an exit. Just turned around in the middle of the meeting.
They dared
Eddie
me.
Marlin, we snowed out.
They dared me. You could not take a dare, right?
Once you've been dared, it's kind of the lines drawn in the sand there, Tommy. You got to let him go on that one, right?
Not really.
Not really.
You don't know all the story.
Someday the whole story.
I probably worked 5 times that night, and I still got chunk money. But I thought I'd at least get 1 or 2 bonuses. Hell, I didn't. I got negative.
He got his regular guarantee.
I think I got something took off of mine because they didn't show up.
You got penalized.
Thank you. Yeah, I got penalized.
He was mad at us, and you took the brunt of it.
Hey everybody, Gene Jackson here, inviting you to check out the Retro Wrestling Review, where each week I'm joined by some great co-hosts who help me review classic episodes of USWA Championship Wrestling, and right now we are doing week-by-week reviews of 1993. But we don't just do reviews, sometimes we get a chance to interview some of the people who were there and lived it, plus do watch-alongs. It's a lot of fun, so check out new episodes that drop every Wednesday at WrestleCopia.com. And to find links to everything associated to the podcast, you can go to USWApodcast.com. So we kind of touched on this one time before. I think somebody asked about it in a Q&A or something, but it's coming up in the timeline here. You guys were set to wrestle the Steiner Brothers, and apparently Scott wasn't able to make it. So you guys wrestled Brian Christopher and Rick Steiner in a tag team match there in Memphis. What are your memories of working with old Rick Steiner and Brian Christopher? And how do you think it would have been different had Scott Steiner showed up and you wrestled both the Steiner Brothers?
Well, actually, I do remember Gene Scott was actually hurt. He had something on him hurt, and that's why he didn't come. And they put Brian in there with him and everything. But I thought it was really good. I thought the match was really good and everything. And I mean, because my brother and Steiner, me and Steiner were so tight and everything. And Tommy always got along with the Steiners real well. And well, I mean, they didn't tape him up or tie him up about twice and everything. But I mean, I thought it was great.
We had that love-hate relationship.
They loved you and you hated them? Is that how that worked?
Yeah. They loved me. They loved to mess with me, and I hated to see them coming. They taped me up, my hands together one night, him and Scott. That's why Scott didn't show up, because he knew I owed him one. But yeah, they taped my hands together, my feet with that athletic tape one night, and we was up north somewhere, and my match was coming up, and they said anybody that tapes him, they gonna get it. I'm saying, come on now. Anyway, I only come out here, God dang it. Of course, he used that other word, but
yeah.
Anyway, he said, untape. Yeah, I'd still be sitting there if I only hadn't got on their ass. Yeah, I had a match. But yeah, they really cool. But I sure dreaded seeing them every time because they sure like to mess with me. But just good natured. They didn't never. I seen that. Now, Dougie, he'd test them out. See, I never did that. They just messed with me. Yeah, Dougie, I seen them tighten up a little bit. I ain't in that tightening up.
I'd grab them from behind and do stuff and go at them from the front. Yeah. They'd kick my legs out from under me. And, we'd have a time.
Yeah, they were fun to watch in the ring, but I always thought, yeah, they're fun to watch, but boy, I bet that ain't any fun getting suplexed all around. And there's all those stories of like in WCW, the enhancement guys would come in and see their name on the board against the Steiners and just pick their bag up and leave.
Hey, they was fun.
I thought about doing that a couple of times. My damn self. That's just when I got there and found out they was on the card, let alone if I was wrestling them or not. Yeah, I just didn't even want to be in the dressing room. Yeah.
I speak to say, but that's what I loved. I loved being in the dressing room with them, which I, was such a young kid and everything. I loved messing with them and everything. But like I said, that one night when Steiner kicked my legs together when I was going towards him, my head just slammed the concrete. I thought, oh shit! But I mean, they was great. I loved them, both of them. Great.
Yeah, oh yeah. And you talking about some of that old school wrestling stuff? I mean, they damn sure could back it up. They both great wrestlers. And that's what scared me. I said, dang, and that Rick especially, man, he was he kind of like old Buzz Sawyer was, that old bad dog mentality, I mean, yeah, he would, hell, you'd have to have a bazooka gun to stop him.
And now he's got a son he's a big star on WWE right now and doing really well. And word is Scott's got a son, that's about to get into the business. So there may be a second version of the Steiner Brothers coming up soon. So
I'm sure there will be, and I'm sure they'll be great.
So in April,
Lord have mercy.
Well, when the Memphis Mafia is out on tour, we need to get Steiner Brothers 2.0 against the Memphis Mafia.
Hey, the only thing I can say now, Tommy, is that it's a corporation that owns them, and they got to kind of act right, so they can't do stuff like they do to us.
Well, that's a good thing. Yeah. Well, God bless them.
So in April, after having a brief feud with Brian Christopher, Eddie ends up teaming with Brian Christopher, and they beat the team of the Dream Machine and Adam Baum, who was Brian Clark, who had been the Night Stalker and a few different gimmicks here and there, in the main event of a big show at the Mid-South Coliseum. And then Eddie went on to have a feud with Tommy there. They had a street fight, a first blood match, and it's pretty fun feud there, Doug.
Yeah, that was really good. And I mean, Eddie and Tommy, I mean, they was always great together. I mean, and the matches, I mean, and you can watch them on YouTube also.
Yeah.
And everything. But I mean, Tommy can probably tell you a little bit more about working with my brother, which I mean, I know about working with my brother. I'm talking about those matches.
Yeah.
And everything. But man, they was great. I loved them. Like I said, you can watch them on YouTube right now.
And then those matches ended up spilling into Tommy and you against Eddie and Brian in a full-on battle of the Memphis Mafia, which had to be a lot of fun as well.
What about that? That's cool to me. That's one.
I wish some of those matches were. I haven't found. I've seen a couple of short clips, but there's not much of those matches on YouTube that I've found anyway.
Man, it would have been great if we could have had Buddy come in with me and Tommy and jump them and have a 6-man tag or something, and then all 5 of us in that deal. But anyway, man, it was great. I loved all of that. That's my guys right there. I mean, that's my 3 guys.
Yeah, I mean that's everybody in one match there. And then in May, Babyface Eddie and Brian will win the USWA tag team titles together. So that was
who did they beat for those, Gene?
They beat I want to say the Eliminator. Yeah, they beat the Eliminators to win the tag team titles. Who eventually, they went on to big stardom in ECW, but they were starting out there. I mean, a lot of people think that the Eliminators just kind of came out of nowhere in ECW, but they started out in Memphis and had a good run in Memphis. But what do you remember about those 1994 matches that you and Eddie had in that feud?
God, Eddie was just, I mean, he was just so easy to, work with. The heat was there. And me being the baby face with Eddie, I mean, he just could get heat. He was a natural at what he did. And it was easy. It was easy. And I always, I mean, of course, I'm going back. I seen on the Dark Side of the Ring where Cornette was talking about they took pictures together, for Bill Abner, the wrestling magazine. Him, when they was there, and I was thinking, Lord, I was there before that. I mean, that's how far back I go with the Gilberts. I mean, and it just, like I said, before I broke into business, I went with Tommy and Eddie. Then I met Eddie, and I met Dougie, and talking about Dougie being with Eddie when he was that 12 or 13. Hell, he was going with me when he was 12 or 13 too. I mean, we were just like family. I mean, that was just, it was Memphis and the Gilberts. They were a big wrestling family, and I was associated with the Marlins, but we got to meet each other and know each other, and we become like brother. I mean, he's as much my family as I am his, and it's good for me because you don't have that. I mean, ain't nobody in the business I talk to no more than I do Dougie. So that's a good thing because I talk to him probably more than I do my brother. So it's a tight knit family, man.
Always has been.
That's
for when my dad's from like Tommy being before you even starting the business, meeting my dad and everything. I mean, it was so cool. And like I said, it's cool to me that Tommy held tag belts with my dad, with my brother, and with myself. That's cool.
And I'm just blessed blessed being in this business and to meet some folks like the Gilberts and Eddie Marlin. He was, you know, much as we want to hate him, I mean, he was good. Eddie Marlin was good. Jerry Jarrett, he gave him my opportunity. And so, you know, but I ain't had no bad dealings with nobody in the business, really. I mean, now I have some I don't associate with, you know, but I'm like, Doug, it is what it is, and let them take care of their business. And I don't hate nobody. No, used to, you asked me about a long time ago, I probably had a bunch of folks I hated. But now, yeah, you let that stuff go, man, it's all good.
Man, you sitting around on the beach having a good time. There ain't no time to be sitting around hating nobody and mad about stuff from 20 years ago. I mean, you know, that's a great attitude to have. So,
oh, just like Jimmy Buffett says, man, Margaritaville, brother. Then when you get done with that, it's a cheeseburger in paradise.
There you go. So we're gonna run down.
Hey, Gino. You know what? You can forgive, but you don't ever forget.
There you go. There you go.
And speaking of not forgetting, May the 3rd, this coming Saturday, man, the big shindig in Philly, the city of brotherly love. We coming to town, the Memphis Mafia. Hey, somebody say something about we fired up about it. Is that right there at the 2300 building, ain't it? Am I right? Right?
That's it.
2300 building. You know, hey, TWA coming back to town for one and done. Got a big autograph signing during the day. Then the matches that night. We're going to be at both of them, shaking hands, signing autographs, taking pictures, whatever you need. Dangerous Doug and myself will be there, plus a bunch of other great legends, man. It's going to be one hell of a Saturday afternoon and Saturday night.
And we ought to mention, too, you know, we've talked about the new book that's out about Eddie that you and I worked on together. And those books, the publisher's going to have a bunch of those books there to sell. And so Doug will be there, can sign them. Tommy can sign them. God forbid, if you want me to sign them, I'll be happy to sign them. You know, it's for people that saw the TV show the other night, and then, you know, that it was what it was. And there's a lot more of the story. And if you want to hear, as Paul Harvey used to say, if you want to hear the rest of the story, check out Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, the uncrowned king of professional wrestling. Right, Doug?
That's it. And, man, I'm so proud of the book. I think it's a great book and everything that I hope everybody else loves as much as I do. And, man, it's just actually, I've never wrote a book before. So, like I said, with Eugene with you helping me and everything, man, it was really cool. And, man, I think it's a great book.
It is. It's a great opportunity for people to get a full picture of who Eddie was as a person, not just Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, the wrestler, or not just, you know, the guy you saw on TV. You're able to give from the time you were kids up through the wrestling. You're able to, you know, paint a picture of who Eddie was outside, all away from the camera, you know.
What made Eddie?
Exactly.
I mean, it's cool from like childhood through high school and everything. I mean, it's a cool book.
Yeah. As good as Eddie was at being hot stuff and being that arrogant heel and all that, that's not who he was as a person. And it really comes through in the book. Doug's able to share some stories, and like, you know, Tommy mentioned, you know, being a photographer and a writer, and you know, pitching angles to Jerry Jarrett as a kid. So just, man, there's so much good stuff.
Hey, and evidently wrote nice love letters too.
Yeah, there was a love letter. He was a writer. He was in all senses of the word.
My wife watched it and she said, "How come you never sent me a letter?"
You still get lost in the mail.
The post office lost it.
Yeah, got lost in the mail. Yeah.
We'll sit down and help you write one in Philadelphia. You can mail it to her before we leave town.
Okay.
But yeah.
Hey, I can see y'all two sitting in the hotel room writing a letter.
Well, that's what we're going to tell everybody we was doing. We certainly won't be drinking or doing anything.
I bet he don't want to share another room with me after this.
I don't know, man. You wait and see.
He wakes up my eyebrows, God. He gonna
oh my
mad.
God.
Hey, if he wakes up and you're spooning with him like you was me a time or two, he probably won't play.
That old Planes, Trains, and Automobiles movie like Steve Martin and John
You never
Candy.
know.
Well, I'm sure we'll have some fun stories to tell next week about all our adventures in Philadelphia, be it at the show and away from the show. I've never been to Philadelphia, and I've not been to the ECW ring. I've never been to Philadelphia, so I'm excited. I've never flown on a plane before, so it's quite the weekend.
I'm gonna root for you, and you ain't gonna know. I'm gonna have so many pictures for you.
I may be new to this, but you don't tell somebody you're on a roofie them. That's not.
Oh, you won't know it's coming.
Okay. Well, Tommy, you don't know me either, so it's going to be a race. Neither one of us is going to drink anything around each other.
Well,
we're going to be dehydrated from not drinking anything around. I know Tommy's weakness. I know what to slip it in.
You like to drink, don't you?
I don't drink beer. I know that's sacrilegious to you, but
No,
I'll drink. I don't drink beer.
We'll have a cocktail.
Well, that'll work. I'll definitely do that.
Oh, me. Now you really...
Lord, it's on now for sure.
You really...
No, maybe doing a handicap match Saturday night. You're looking for a mystery. It'd be two mystery partners.
Yeah.
You
really
might not want me on no liquor.
No. I said, you're really asking for. You might not break down and drink a beer or two, Gene.
I might. I may have to just pour them over my shoulder or something. But anyway, hey, something we should have mentioned at the beginning. I'm going to mention it right here. I may shoehorn it in a separate thing. A lot of people are asking, like, hey, Dangerous Conversations is not showing up in my feed like it used to. That's because it's not in the old feed. It's in a new feed. So you need to subscribe on the new feed for Dangerous Conversations. But if somebody's asking, hey, how do I find it? If you're not sure how to find it, douggilbertpodcast.com. Anything you want to know how to find the podcast. You want to know how to find Doug's Facebook, Tommy's Facebook, the podcast Facebook. Anything that you want with Doug Gilbert and Tommy Rich, you can find it at douggilbertpodcast.com. And you can also, it's a shame we don't do video right now. You folks should be seeing this. You can go to douggilbertpodcast.com. And if you have any questions, you can email them to douggilbertpodcast@outlook.com. And we will answer those questions, be it on the podcast or if you just have a question about anything else, I will quickly respond if at all possible. So before
Tommy,
we wrap up.
Tommy, what about those guns?
Huh?
What? You ain't got your glasses.
Tommy took his glasses off. He didn't know what you were doing over here.
I know. Well, let me put it back on.
Doug was over here posing like Scott Steiner over. He's showing off the gun. The Peloton warrior over here is putting on a gun show, and Tommy had his glasses off and missed the whole thing. Yeah. I hate it for Shane Douglas. I don't know who he's got with him Saturday night, but they better be tough. They better not be just some.
Damn right. He better be a dead-gum bulldog or something. I don't know. Did you see that bicep? Brother coming after him hard and heavy.
So bring one of them Steiner Brothers, Shane Douglas. Tommy's got his own guy over here.
Let him take care of all of it.
Make him give you the bat, Tommy. He's got his own guns now.
That's what I said. Yeah, shit, he don't need no bat. I do.
That's good. Well, I'm looking forward to getting up there. I don't know about liquor, but I'm definitely going to have a slice with the Big Don. Check out the T-shirt pro wrestling tees, the Gilbert family store there. There's all kinds of great. There's Eddie Gilbert shirts, Doug Gilbert shirts, the Gilbert family shirts, which are really cool. And now Memphis Mafia shirts are on the store, right, Doug?
Finally, they're on there. Took them a while, but finally they're on there and you can get them.
Get you one, get you two, rock them to the shows, get you a book. Tommy's going to have him a shirt before long. I've had people asking me, how do I get that? So let's talk about this real quick. We mentioned Dark Side of the Ring. Tommy was on Dark Side of the Ring, the Tony Atlas episode a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And did really.
Hey, what didn't Tommy ever tell us he went to KKK meeting?
Had no idea. Here I am rooming with a guy who's going to KKK meetings.
Well, that's mysterious in me. You never know if that's truth or lie. That could not be truth.
Well, don't drag me to one of those things.
Hey, you said that could not be the truth, though, right?
Yeah, that could not be the truth.
Well, they said it on TV, Tommy. Everything they say on TV is the truth. You can't lie on TV, right? That's not
like
allowed.
You listen to some of these podcasts, hear some of these wild ass stories.
Well, yeah, everything you hear on a podcast.
I was there and seen some of, and it starts with like a first step, and that thing it blows up to like 2 stories by the time it gets 20 years old. You know, I mean that story changed so many times. Yeah,
well, I'll tell you what, can't nobody tell a story like your boy Hulk Hogan. Man, have you heard some of the whoppers he tells on these interviews and things? It's something else.
What about yours and Dougie's boy?
Which one?
Which boy?
Anybody out there listening, I'm gonna give y'all the initials. RM. Does anybody know who that is? RM.
RM.
Ricky Morton. Tommy told me like I said, I haven't watched the show yet, the Vice show, and we'll talk about it next week and what I thought about it and everything. But Tommy said Ricky looked like he had somebody put so much makeup on him, he looked like a woman.
He was powdered up now.
He was, yeah. They definitely didn't want to glare on him. They had him powdered up, patted down, and they get super close on them shows. Like that camera's right in your face there.
Yeah, well, I didn't put none of that on me when I did that with Tony.
Well, where this all started, when I mentioned you being on the Tony Atlas episode, is I had people messaging me going, "Hey, that shirt that Tommy's wearing, where do I get one?" And I said, I don't know if Tommy has those, but I'll let him know that you're interested. So if we can get those on a shirt store somewhere, you got some people wanting some Tommy Wildfire Rich shirts as well. So maybe we can figure that out pretty soon as well.
I need to figure it out.
Yes, we're gonna work on that. You said RM. I thought you were about to say RH. I thought you were fixing to go a completely different.
Yeah,
direction.
hey, do that impersonation.
I was if you did that, I was like, Tommy Rich, don't make fun of my podcast. I don't tell anything but true stories on there. I don't lie like you and Doug did on Power Pro back in the day. You're lucky I didn't have the police haul your ass out of there like they did Billy Travis. I think he's already mad at me, so let's just double down on it, right?
Now, who else was it, Tommy, we like listening to Gene do?
Then he does a bunch of everybody.
Who else was it, Gene?
Bert, honey. I'm not going to disturb Tommy. I'm just going to talk like Bert Prentice for 2 whole days when I'm rooming with him over there. Tommy, are you asleep, honey?
Yeah, that's what
Spellbinder sure was a good wrestler, wasn't he?
Then he gonna wake up that morning with half his beard shaved off.
Hey, let me tell you something, Tommy. You shave my beard off, we're gonna have trouble.
I guarantee you, Doug, you gonna see something different about the time the weekend's out. I mean, that ain't a threat either.
Okay, well, just remember we're there 2 nights. Okay, so.
I know. Shit, I'll take as good as I give. Yeah,
I'll show up Saturday with half a beard. Wow, looking like
you gotta be confused. Yeah, I'm from back in them old days. You know? Yeah.
Well, we'll just see about that, Tommy Rich.
Yeah,
we'll see who ends up with the beard.
And for the show will be great. And there's an after party after the show in Philly. And all the guys are supposed to go over to it, so it should be a great time for everybody.
Oh my goodness, that should be something.
What was that, Gene?
A lot of pollen in the air.
Oh, okay.
Don't you start making, Doug, don't you make accusations, all right? That was not right down the road.
Maybe he is tore up.
Yeah, I think he is tonight.
I'm sleep deprived. I haven't slept. I haven't slept 4 hours all week long. I got to catch up. I got to catch up on some sleep before this trip because I'm sure I won't get much this weekend. So there's parties and shit going on apparently. So we got to be ready for that.
Out in the morning.
Mine's going to be at like 8:30. Well, I've got to fly out Friday morning at like 6, and then Sunday morning I got to fly out like 8:30. So that should be. So you're leaving out early too.
You gonna miss that flight back?
Oh. Oh my Lord.
That's fun. No, I don't leave to 1:35 Sunday. So Jeez. we'll see who gets the last laugh.
Well, I'll have to plan on not sleeping Saturday night.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, y'all stay tuned for our next show, and we're gonna see who gets one.
Hey, I hope Gene's back home by our next show.
I'll say, good thing we don't do video. Y'all are determined not to have video, so whatever I look like, nobody's going to see it, by God.
I know you got a nice background and everything. That's the reason I'm kind of like Dougie. That's the reason my hair's all level stuff tonight. I thought, because usually I look like a bum, and I forgot to think. I said, I bet he's showing this shit somewhere.
Well, he might not be showing it. He might not be. Gene's not showing it right now, but he's got it.
Oh, he got clipped, yeah.
Yeah.
I got it archived. If anybody ever shaves my beard or pulls any weird stuff, I got video to use for later.
Yeah, Tommy. After something happens to me and you, Gene will make a bunch of money.
Oh, the memorial is going to be amazing. I'm going to have a highlight reel of you guys, and the final pictures will be Doug flexing here a few minutes ago. People missed that.
There you go.
Doug was full on Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
Final shot will be on your forehead with 2 nuts and a stick. That'll be the final shot.
Yeah. That's it.
Wow. All right, folks.
I see that on one of my comedy movies. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He passed out. Yeah, they draw tattoos all over you, man. You better watch out.
Now, Gene, tell them everything we got coming up.
All right. So, again, this weekend, one and done, Philadelphia. We've talked about it quite a bit. May the 3rd, Saturday. The convention's at 12:30. The show is at 6. Doors open at 6:30. I think bell time 7:30. Right. That's where we're at on that. And then we want to talk about Mayfield Mayhem coming up. See, I can't pull the thing on the screen.
June 12th.
June the 12th rolls into June the 13th and 14th in Metropolis for the Superman Festival.
Right. June the 12th, Mayfield, Kentucky. The 13th, 14th, Metropolis, Illinois. Me and Tommy will be there signing autographs, taking pictures. Come on out. There's going to be a wrestling show both nights and everything, man. We can't wait to see the people, see our fans, old school fans, new school fans, and everything. And, man, just like I said, me and Tommy are going to have a blast and everything. We want everybody to have a great time.
douggilbertpodcast.com. Everything you need for Doug Gilbert and Tommy Rich.
And Spotify, right, Gene?
Spotify. You can get it on Spotify. You can get it on Apple. Pretty much anywhere you like to get podcasts. And we're on YouTube. No video, but you can listen to it on YouTube. You can subscribe on YouTube, and then it just comes to you. It just shows up on your phone or your computer, wherever you want it to be. Each and every week. You ain't got to go hunting for it. It comes to you.
Hey, listen, I'll dress up sometime soon when we do video to make Gene happy because Tommy looks nice tonight and everything. He done got dressed up, got his suit on.
He had his hair teased and everything.
Exactly. That Chad done been there, done your hair, ain't it?
I just want to look good for you.
For me?
Okay. For G.
For me. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I was supposed to say.
Don't get the wrong idea, honey.
Yeah. Hey, I was supposed to say, we got to get this damn, when we get the video going so Chad can watch it so he can see how your hair looks. You have to fix that hair good for him.
Well, we you know, you mentioned that we're not going to do a weekly video podcast, but we're going to have some video things coming up soon and some Patreon type things where these guys are going to go back and watch some of their matches and talk about them. We may watch the last Battle of Atlanta cage match we talked about. We may watch these guys wrestle the Fabulous Ones at the Louisville Gardens and talk about things like Dark Side of the Ring. So stay tuned. We'll have some news about some potential Patreon things that are coming up exclusively. If you want to see video, you're going to see it there. And
That's
so,
it.
My man
keep
from
around.
Georgia Championship Wrestling will say, ladies and gentlemen, don't miss it. Tune in, be there.
You ain't kidding. He was the man one time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, I just remember that. And I just want everybody to tune in, man. I enjoy doing this show so much. And we're getting a lot of folks, getting a lot of good, getting the Yelp things or whatever that is. We're getting a lot of stars and everything. So
Yeah.
certainly appreciate the following, man. And it's just a pleasure to be back and be on season 2. We kicking it out right.
You ain't kidding, man. We've got a lot more stuff coming up, and people's called Tommy, called myself, and after the show last night, I've got like 50 or 100 freaking calls and emails and texts and everything, and I hadn't even got through all of them. I hadn't even watched the whole show or anything, but I guess Gene says we're going to talk about that next week, right, Gene? When I get through.
Well, we're figuring that out. I don't know. We're either going to do it here on the podcast or we're going to make it a Patreon thing or something. I don't know.
I think people might be interested in what I got to say about something.
That might be a good test ground for it. Might be our first Patreon. I've got a Patreon set up, but we can do it to where they can buy that show specifically. That way the money can go to you guys and we know where it goes and all that good stuff. And that can be a good test run of seeing how we can get people on Patreon, what they want to see. And I do think people would like to see things like that, like to hear you guys watch things like the Tommy and Buzz Sawyer cage match. And let's face it, we keep things pretty PC and clean here on the show because we don't ever know who's listening.
Right.
Patreon, we might tell some stories we can't tell here, right?
Well, and this weekend it'd be the perfect time to have your camera on, G.
I will have my camera.
We get some candy moments up here this weekend in Philly.
So that's the thing, guys. So I haven't made a trip.
This might be our live show. We do a show just where we doing stuff in Philly.
That's the plan. I got my phone with me. I got my video. I got my audio recorder. I'm not usually with these guys on trips, so I'm going to be following around with this camera. We're going to be recording. You'll see videos popping up from all week.
I'm going to take you where a white boy like you can't even go. I'm going to take you to Big Don's place.
Yeah.
Full-blooded Italian, and we're going to have some slices, some good pie, man. You know, that's what we're going to get. They won't mess with you because you got that beard on. You be with me, you be cool.
Well, that's going to be the thing. It's going to be being with you, not the beard.
Yeah, I was fixing to say, if Tommy would probably wrap a thing around your head and everything, and then I don't know what to think about you.
Osama bin Jackson or something.
Yeah, but then I'm going to take you to the best Philly cheese steak place, and we have to do that too.
Absolutely. So, guys, listeners, it's going to be like you guys are there with Doug and Tommy because I'm going to be there with them recording these things, and then we're going to put the videos up. And so it'll be just like you got to experience going to the Philly cheesesteaks and going and having a slice with the Big Don. And you'll get to see what it's like to go around Philadelphia with the Memphis Mafia. So that's the plan. That's what we're going to do. And hopefully I can start making a few more of these trips with these guys and documenting them and using the footage for both here on the Facebook and the YouTube and on Patreon, things that, like I say, you can't just say anywhere.
And like Gene said, me and Tommy now have got the Memphis Mafia shirts. The books come out about Eddie. Man, like I said, I hope everybody enjoys the book as much as I did with me and Gene doing it and everything. And Tommy and Gene's in negotiations about him starting a book, and that's going to be real interesting to me because, man, what some great stories that will come out of that and everything. And also, we're talking about a Memphis Mafia book, and that'll be the great book that I'd love to do.
Right.
And it's just, we've got so many things coming up and people calling and wanting to do different things with Tommy and myself. I mean, it really makes me, like I said, Tommy's like my brother and everything. And I've always loved the Rich family and everything. Man, it's just, man, it's great doing all this. I enjoy doing it and everything. And I can't wait to go get to the beach with Tommy.
There you go. He's
right.
always rubbing it in your face that he's at the beach. You can go to the beach with him finally and get some sun on those guns, as they say.
There you go.
Well, all right, Doug, take us home like you always do to wrap this thing up.
Man, listen, guys. Thanks for everybody listening. I always say, I say what I mean and mean what I say. Hey, peace, we're out.
In the heart of Tennessee, born with pride, Doug and Tommy taking rings in stride. Memphis legends never backing down. Wrestling warriors, they wear the crown. USWA, glory in their veins. Fighting legends breaking chains. In the square circle they made their name. Podcast champions, it's their claim to fame. On the mic they roar, on the map they soar. Dangerous conversations, fans wanting more. Podcast kings ruling the waves. Memphis wrestling raising the stage. From title belts to Hall of Fame, Doug and Tommy carved the name. Fists of fury and hearts of gold. Every story, every fight retold. Tales of glory, laughter, and cry. Tennessee warriors with hearts open wide. In the ring or on the air, legends living without a care. On the mic they roar, on the mat they soar. Dangerous conversations, fans wanting more.